Hello and welcome to UC Today. My name's David Dungay. Today I'm joined by Mark Bunnell, COO of New Wave. Welcome to the show, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing great, David. Thanks for having me.
Great. So, Mark, today we're talking about service management. Is of course our headline topic for the month of May. But before we get into that topic, do you want to just give us a really brief outline of New Wave and your role?
Yeah, I'm Mark Bunnell. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at New Wave. So I handle all the day-to-day operations of the global business, the customer experience, and the architecture of our ipilot software platform. And ipilot is a full service delivery platform that's designed to have no swivel chairs, anywhere in the process for ordering numbers, porting, emergency services, device procurement. I mean, pretty much the full gamut of what is in the voice lifecycle for service for operators, partners, and for end customers.
So, Mark, let's delve into some questions. Service management, we've seen the rise of, this particular trend in the market over the last few years, becoming increasingly popular with customers deploying UC technologies. Give us your take on it, though. Why, from your point of view, is UC service management so important for the industry today?
Well, I think it's all about visibility and control. I mean, customers have been traditionally on premise phone systems. They physically have access to it. They can get into it. They can manage their users and just have that system available to them. And if you're asking customers to move into these UC cloud services, you still have to have that same level of visibility and control of that phone system. And I don't think that a lot of people really took that into account when the pandemic happened and everybody was moving to the cloud, and it was just kind of an afterthought. But I think that once the dust has settled here, that people realize that I want to move to the cloud, but I also need to have the visibility and control over that system as if it was on prem. And so that's where we're really seeing a lot of customers picking the service up is they have to have all of those capabilities.
Yeah. Let's talk about customer expectations now and those big emerging trends within the market. There's so much going on in this space, but where do you see customer expectations and the big trends really impacting this service management industry today?
Well, I think that you're seeing that not only the UC systems going into the cloud, but now you're seeing all the supporting apps, call recording, contact center, just the whole gamut, right, going into the cloud as a service. And so I think that what customers are seeing and needing and demanding is they want to be able to control all of those aspects. They want to be able to do it all in one place, and they want to get it now. So, if you look at, what Amazon did, right, everything is get it today, get it, first thing tomorrow. And so we're really in that on-demand world. And so why should telecom be any different? So if you want to order and manage your services and you want to provision it now and you don't want to have to be beholden to a carrier, and a customer wants to self-serve and do their own transition off of on-prem to the cloud, if they want to provision SMS or call recording or any of those other services and fully manage all the different vendors in one place, I think that's the biggest expectation is I want it when I want it and I want it immediately.
Yeah. It's such a complex well, it used to be such a complex world. Now the ability to do that easily is so powerful for customers and of course partners as well. One of the technologies we haven't talked about yet is of course AI and machine learning. Automation is a strong trend we're seeing across the space at the moment. What role do these technologies play in shaping the future of service management?
Well, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, we can't deny that AI is affecting all segments of the business, and each company, can only do AI with its relevance to their specific product. And so I talk about this kind of extensively is that, we are doing a full Copilot integration into ipilot. It is helping with service delivery so that you can actually talk to ipilot and say, I have these users provisioned today, these 1,000 users, how many of them failed? Have it tell you how many failed, tell you why it failed, tell you how we resolve it, those types of things. So from a service delivery standpoint, it's going to be huge in that it's going to speed up. Even though we're on demand, get it now, it's almost like you can get it even faster than that. But then again, it's only relevant to our product and what we can do with it. But we have integrations with other third-party vendors, and those vendors will have AI integrations into their products, right? And so So when you come into the ecosystem, it's not how much can New Wave or ipilot do across everything. It's how can we be relevant in the places where it matters for us, and then rely on our partners to do it where it matters to them. And then when they all come together, you kind of have that end-to-end AI experience over across multiple products.
Yeah. I mean, how should customers be looking at this? I mean, from a success factor point of view, everyone's trying to get the most out of out of their technology stack, including their service management technology. How should customers be looking at this, and how does this translate into how customers should really think about picking that vendor or partner to work with when it comes to service management?
Well, there's a lot of things that they should be looking at, right? And first and foremost is the company that they're looking to choose a marketing company, or are they an engineering company, right? Because there's a lot of companies out there that rely on marketing to say they can do, a million different things, but when the rubber meets the road and it's actually, time to deploy service, they have maybe 10% of what they said they had. And so we're an engineering first company. We don't talk about it until it works, so that our customers can feel comfortable that we've taken the time, what we say we can do, we can actually do, because everybody's depending, when they select us, they're betting, basically their company on the fact that we're going to be an integral part of their network and their service delivery. And so they have to be able to count on that what we say is true actually works. And so that's the approach that we take. So we make it work, and then we market it and talk about it. And then security has to be first and foremost on anybody's mind in this environment. So when you look at actual ISO certificates that New Wave holds, from the 27001, 1718, and 27701, which is the cloud, right? Those certificates are, issued to New Wave. We're not trying to piggyback on AWS or Azure certificates and things. And so, just doing some additional due diligence on exactly the services that, somebody says they can do, and making sure that the roadmap is robust, and also taking a look at, the releases that you've had in the past, right? So you get an idea for the state of innovation and how many feature sets and integrations and things have been done over, say, the last year. And that'll give you a pretty good indication that the company that you're dealing with is for real and can actually do what they say they'll do.
Yeah, I mean, that's always an interesting question, doing due diligence. It's I think it's tough for a customer, right, to really scratch beneath the surface. You can look at those certificates like you mentioned, or look at that roadmap or what they've delivered to, this point. But ultimately, is that actually possible to get under the hood of a prospective vendor or service provider to really find the truth and before you're actually working with them? That seems like a tough thing to do, really.
I mean, it can be, depending on the sophistication of the customer and how much time, frankly, they want to spend doing it. Maybe they don't want to, do that. But I think that, we're not afraid of showing a customer exactly what we can do. So we do POCs where you try it before you buy it. We don't have a problem, and they're not paid, right? So we're willing to put our technology where our mouth is and say, hey, go ahead and take a look at it. Test all the features, do the integrations, all of those types of things, because, this is, we're success based. We don't make any money unless the customer and partner is successful. And so I think that's another way that if you don't have the time to spend, you can do some basic due diligence, but, I would recommend you just, put it in and try it along with everything else that you're doing. And then that way you can for sure see that this is a working system and that you're able to provision and do the things that we say we can do, because I know that, others that are in a smoke and mirrors or a fake it till you make it type of environment, not going to be able to do that. And so, again, we're happy to put our technology up and prove it.
Fantastic. So, Mark, we're getting towards the end of the conversation today. We have spoken about AI and machine learning and automation and all the rest of it. Future-proofing your proposition is, really, really important part of selecting a vendor and the technology you go forward with. How can customers really ensure that they've, met that need for future-proofing when they're choosing a platform? What should they be thinking about? What is your sort of general advice to them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it comes down to choice, right? Even if you, as a customer, may not, have a specific vendor or something else in mind. Maybe you start off with Teams and Zoom or WebEx. I think that the way that you can future-proof is look at the choices. How many choices does the vendor have? In our case, we do multi-UC, right? So we handle, Teams, Zoom, and WebEx. But if you look at our roadmap and look at all the other things that we do, from an SMS provisioning, from multiple vendors for device procurement and disties, multiple vendors for call recording vendors, right? So we have all of these choices, all these integrations, and so a customer can feel comfortable that, hey, I can make these choices, and if those choices don't fit me tomorrow, then I have the ability to pivot in the same platform to a different choice, right? And so I think that's pretty key. And our roadmap is super robust. So, the amount of choices that you're going to have from mixing and matching multiple carriers, TPM or WebEx Go or any of the other services, I mean, all of those things are going to be available, for choices within our system. And so I think that, the buck kind of stops there when it's about future proofing, when you can see just how many choices that a customer or partner has available to them with our system.
Fantastic. Mark, I think that's a great place to end today's discussion. Thank you so much for joining me, as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a great time.
And thank you for watching. You've been watching me, David Dungay, on UC Today. If you liked today's conversation, please give us a like and a share on social media. That's it from me. See you next time.